Hi, I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you my experiences with the Sawstop Contractor saw. I want to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. So come on over. So I purchased this saw about 4 years ago now, and Sawstop makes a variety of models. You can have the cabinet version, or the contractor saw, which is what I have. You could also get a job site style and a tabletop. And the range goes from $3,800 down to $900 for the tabletop version. This version costs about, I think, $3,500. And when I first got this, very detailed description how to put it together. Everything comes color coded. The manual is very descriptive and easy to follow in terms of setting things up. It's very solid. So in terms of my experience with the saw, when I first got this saw and I got it all set up and ready to run, I kept having an issue where it would sometimes it would start and sometimes it wouldn't when it clicked the paddle button I should say. And this kept happening, so I called up and they determined that it was a faulty cartridge that came with the system, so they had to send me a new one. And that was like a 2-week wait to get a new one, so I couldn't use the saw. Got it. It's very easy to put it in. The instruction manual is very detailed on how to put the cartridge in, and it's really not a big deal. So that was fine, and I was using this a lot for a couple of years. Then suddenly I started getting an issue where I was ripping a piece of wood and it would just stop and the blade wouldn't drop, but the blade went down low enough just to hit that break that I showed you before, which means it couldn't be used anymore. So I called up support, I told them what happened. They asked me to send them the cartridge so that they can evaluate it. So I guess they get data out of it in terms of what happened. So I sent it to them and they determined that I needed to reset the circuit board in the system. And to do that entails basically taking this thing apart. You've got to take the motor off. You've got to take the motor in the back off, back here. You've got to take your cartridge out, and you've got to contort your body to get a lot of it. At one point you have to actually turn the table saw off on its side so you can get underneath to get to the circuit board, because there's 3 screws that have to be loosened. There might be dust behind the circuit board. You have to spray it out, and it took me a full day doing this, contorting my body to get under there to get this thing. And I kind of resented the fact that the owner is expected to do this. I mean, what if I didn't have all the hex wrenches that you need to turn these screws, or things that I needed to get in there with? So, because I was out of warranty, they said, this is how you got to fix it, have a nice day, which, to be honest with you, I didn't really appreciate. So the first time this happened, they sent me back a new cartridge, which was nice. They didn't charge me for a new cartridge. And he said, just try it again and see if it works. So I did, and it was working fine. I worked for another, 8 or 9 months, and then it happened again. So now I had to actually do the process. They said, you've got to go through the process. So I spent a whole day, I think it was even more than a day, to be honest with you, trying to correct this issue. So I've done that, and to date, it's been fine. I've had no problem at all with that. But if there's an issue with dust getting behind that circuit board, then there should be some kind of enclosure around it so that it doesn't happen and you don't have to go through this. So that's the ugly part. The defective cartridge I first got with the system and the problem with the circuit board. Otherwise, I am happy with it, but I can tell you that I have a Bosch contractor saw for 15 years that I had no problems with to do anything. This one, when these things happen, you're out of service for at least a week until you get a new cartridge, which is not good if you're in the middle of making something for a client. So I mean, I would highly recommend it. The technology that's here, you know, if you want to make sure that you save your fingers, you know, I had a close call with one of the reasons that motivated me to do this, I had a close call with my thumb on my other saw one time. So I said, maybe I should make sure that I keep all 10 fingers. And that's why I got it. So far it's working well. I've made a lot of things with this saw and I recommend it, but just remember, nothing's perfect.